That's me. You're probably wondering how I got here, standing in front of a mirror flexing muscles that don't exist while my roommate judges me silently from the doorway. Well, it all started when I realized that building muscle doesn't actually require selling your soul to the gym gods, drinking raw eggs like Rocky, eating 47 chicken breasts a day, chugging protein shakes made from the tears of bodybuilders, doing bicep curls while reciting the Greek alphabet, or whatever the hell David Goggins is doing at 4 a.m. Stay hard, David. We're all very impressed and slightly concerned. For years, I thought building muscle was this impossibly complex thing reserved for people who understood terms like progressive overload and hypertrophy and could pronounce sarcoplasmic reticulum without having a stroke. Turns out, I was overcomplicating everything. After reading Bigger, Leaner, Stronger by Michael Matthews and spending way too much time on Reddit fitness forums arguing with teenagers about optimal rep ranges, I realized that muscle building follows some pretty simple principles. And if a guy who once tried to get fit by only doing push-ups during commercial breaks can figure it out, so can you. Spoiler alert, the commercial break method does not work, especially in the age of streaming. I just ended up watching an entire season of The Office without moving. Here's where most people screw up, and I was absolutely guilty of this. They start a workout program on Monday, feel sore on Tuesday, see a YouTube video about a better program on Wednesday, switch to that one on Thursday, then see their gym crush doing something completely different on Friday and decide to copy that instead. This is called program hopping, and it's the fitness equivalent of changing your major 5 times in college and ending up with a degree in something you hate. Wait, that's just my anthropology degree again. Moving on. A study from the University of McMaster found that muscle growth requires consistent progressive overload over weeks and months, not days. Your muscles need repeated stimulus with gradually increasing difficulty. When you constantly switch programs, you never give your body a chance to adapt and grow. You're essentially starting from zero every week, which is why after 3 months of working out, you still look exactly the same and your gym membership is just an expensive way to use the sauna. The key to building muscle isn't finding the perfect program. It's sticking with a decent program long enough for it to actually work. You don't need the optimal routine. You need an adequate routine that you'll actually do consistently for 12 weeks minimum. That's the secret. Consistency beats perfection every single time. Unless you're trying to become Mr. Olympia, in which case, please ignore everything I'm saying because I occasionally struggle to open pickle jars. Building muscle really comes down to one main principle, progressive overload. This is just a fancy way of saying you need to gradually make your workouts harder over time. Your muscles adapt to stress, so if you do the same workout with the same weight forever, your muscles are like, oh, we've got this handled, and they stop growing. Progressive overload can mean adding more weight, doing more reps, doing more sets, or decreasing rest time between sets. The easiest way to do this is to simply try to add a little bit more weight or do one more rep than you did last week. If you benched 135 pounds for 8 reps last Monday, try for 9 reps this Monday. Once you can do 12 reps, bump the weight up to 140 pounds and start back at 8 reps. Boom. Progressive overload. You're basically a scientist now. Put that on your resume right under proficient in Microsoft Excel, and right above, lies about being proficient in Microsoft Excel. Here's the thing though, you need to actually track your workouts. I cannot stress this enough. Get a notebook, use your phone, carve it into a stone tablet, I don't care. But write down what you did so you know what you need to beat next time. Good transition, Jonathan. Thank you, Jonathan. If you want to build muscle, you need to strength train at least 3 times per week. 4 is better. 5 is great if you're really into it. 6 is for people who have solved all their other life problems. 7 is for David Goggins, and we've already established he's built different. Focus on compound lifts, which are exercises that use multiple muscle groups at once. The big 3 are bench press, chest, shoulders, triceps, squats, quads, glutes, hamstrings, and deadlifts, back, glutes, hamstrings, everything honestly. These exercises give you the most bang for your buck and are way more efficient than doing 47 different isolation exercises for your left bicep. A simple program to start with is doing 3 full-body workouts per week. Each workout includes 1 pushing exercise, bench press, overhead press, 1 pulling exercise, rows, pull-ups, and 1 leg exercise, squats, deadlifts. Do 3 to 4 sets of 8 to 12 reps for each exercise. Rest 2 to 3 minutes between sets. That's it. That's the whole workout. Here's what this might look like. Monday, bench press, barbell rows, squats. Wednesday, overhead press, pull-ups, or lat pull-downs if you're me. Romanian deadlifts. Friday, incline bench press, cable rows, Bulgarian split squats. If you do this consistently for 12 weeks and use progressive overload, you will build muscle. I promise you this. And if you don't, well, you probably weren't actually doing progressive overload, or you were eating like a bird. Which brings me to, you can't build muscle without building materials, and protein is literally the building block of muscle tissue. This isn't just bro science. This is actual science. Your body breaks down protein into amino acids and uses those to repair and build muscle fibers that got damaged during your workout. You need to eat about 0.8 to 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight if you're trying to build muscle. If you weigh 150 pounds, that's 120 to 150 grams of protein per day. Yes, that's a lot. No, you won't damage your kidneys unless you already have kidney disease, and if you do, please talk to your doctor and not a cartoon YouTuber for medical advice. Here's how I hit my protein numbers without thinking about it too much. Every morning, I drink a protein shake that has 25 grams of protein. Boom, I'm already at 25 grams before I'm even fully conscious. For lunch, I eat chicken breast, ground turkey, or salmon with rice and vegetables. That's another 40 to 50 grams. For dinner, same thing, but I might switch it up with steak or tofu if I'm feeling fancy. Another 40 to 50 grams. Then before bed, I have some Greek yogurt with berries, which is another 15 to 20 grams. Add in the random protein from other foods throughout the day, and I'm right around 140 to 160 grams. Okay, don't do that. The other important thing is eating enough calories overall. If you're in a caloric deficit, you might maintain muscle, but you probably won't build much. You need to be eating at maintenance calories or slightly above, which is usually about 250 to 500 calories more than your maintenance. Use the same calculation from the weight loss video. Take your body weight in pounds, multiply by 15 to 17 depending on activity level, then add 250 to 500 calories to that number. This is where I used to completely sabotage myself. I'd work out consistently, eat enough protein, track everything perfectly, and then stay up until 2 a.m. watching true crime documentaries about people who definitely should have just gone to bed earlier. Muscle growth happens during recovery, not during the workout itself. When you lift weights, you're actually creating tiny tears in your muscle fibers. Then while you sleep, your body repairs those tears and builds them back stronger. It's like a construction crew that only works the night shift. If you don't give them enough time to work, your house stays broken. You need 7 to 9 hours of sleep per night. And yes, that's every night, not just weeknights. A study in the Journal of Applied Physiology found that people who slept 5.5 hours per night lost 60 more muscle mass and 55 less fat compared to people who slept 8.5 hours, even when they ate the same amount of calories. That's insane. You can literally sabotage months of work by binge-watching Netflix. To improve your sleep, set a bedtime alarm that goes off 30 minutes before you need to be in bed. Charge your phone across the room so you're not scrolling. Keep your room cool, dark, and quiet. And for the love of all that is holy, stop drinking coffee after 2 p.m. I know you think you're different and caffeine doesn't affect you, but you're wrong. We're all wrong. Science has spoken. Quick muscle-building hacks that actually work. 1. Rest 2 to 3 minutes between heavy sets. I know the fitness influencers say you need to keep your heart rate up and only rest 30 seconds. But research shows that longer rest periods lead to better strength gains. Your muscles need time to replenish ATP, which is the energy currency your muscles use. It's like trying to use your credit card immediately after maxing it out. It's not going to work, and the gym employee is going to ask you to leave. Wait, what? 2. Use tempo training occasionally. Instead of just lifting and lowering the weight quickly, try doing a 3-second lowering phase, eccentric, 1 second pause at the bottom, and 1 second lifting phase, concentric. This increases time under tension and can lead to more muscle growth. It also makes lighter weights feel impossibly heavy, which is great for your ego. Nothing says, "I'm crushing it," like struggling with weight you could normally do for 15 reps. 3. Take creatine monohydrate. This is the most researched supplement in existence, and it actually works. It helps your muscles produce more ATP, which means you can do more reps and lift heavier weight. Take 5 grams per day, every day. It doesn't matter when. Mix it in water, your protein shake, or just dump it directly into your mouth like a fitness goblin. I won't judge. Here's the truth that nobody wants to hear. Building noticeable muscle takes time. In your first year of serious training with proper nutrition and sleep, you might gain 15 to 25 pounds of muscle if you're a man, or 8 to 12 pounds if you're a woman. That sounds like a lot, but it's spread out over 12 months, so it's really only 1 to 2 pounds per month. After year 1, it gets slower. Year 2 might be 8 to 12 pounds for men, 4 to 6 pounds for women. Year 3 is even slower. This is called the law of diminishing returns, and it's why natural bodybuilders can't look like the guys in Marvel movies without some pharmaceutical assistance, if you know what I mean. But here's the good news. Even small amounts of muscle make a visible difference. After 3 months of consistent training, you'll look noticeably different. After 6 months, other people will start commenting. After a year, you'll look back at old photos and not recognize yourself. You just have to stick with it long enough to see results, which most people don't do because they expect to look like Thor after 3 weeks. Building muscle isn't complicated, but it does require consistency over months and years. You need to lift heavy things regularly, eat enough protein and calories, sleep 7 to 9 hours, and track your progressive overload. That's 90 of it right there. Everything else is just optimization, which doesn't matter if you haven't mastered the basics. You don't need the perfect program, the perfect supplements, or the perfect form. You need good enough and consistent. Do that for 12 weeks without program hopping, and you'll build more muscle than you have in the past year of messing around. And remember, you're not trying to become a bodybuilder overnight. You're just trying to be slightly more muscular than you were last month. Stack those months together, and before you know it, you'll be that person at the gym who looks like they actually lift. Unless you do what I did and spend all your time researching optimal training splits instead of actually training. Don't be like Past Me. Past Me was an idiot who thought you could build muscle by reading about building muscle. Current Me knows better. Current Me actually goes to the gym. Current Me has muscles that are visible if the lighting is good, and I'm slightly dehydrated. That's the goal right there. Now go lift something heavy and stop overthinking it. Your muscles are waiting.